plant got millibugs on when I bought it, and I had a good price for it. They discounted because it had millibugs, and like I'll show you yesterday, one of the head has broke, as you can see. So I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm just gonna leave this one on to let her have a little breathe. There we go. We're gonna take this one out too, and I'm just gonna leave the moss in there, leave her with the moss. I'm taking this one out of the moss. This is how we take it out. We just be a bit careful when we're taking out of the moss, so we don't damage the root, we don't bruise the root. We just gotta be careful, but we still manage to remove every single moss out of it, much we can, before we put it under the water. Like, this is really tangled. They're very tangled. It's been a beautiful flowers orchid, this one. It's been sit down for a long time in that moss. You can see that some of them is very root, it's very rot right now, so this one was already out. When we take all the moss out, we're going to see how many we have, but look like it's not much rotten in this one. It should look quite good. So here we go. Unfortunately, orchids get very rotten. The reason they get rotten root, so example, now I just bought her today in my house. They've been in the shop at Bunnings. I don't know how long they've been in that shop, so they got used to it with the climate and the air, everything at Bunnings. And then here you go, me bring her home, so she needs to get used to it in my environment, my house, the sun, the spot where I put it, a spot like any room in my house where there is a bright light, not full sun. They don't like full sun, but bright light, not in the shade, not too much shade. They like bright light. Most of the time they do very well near the window sleep, but where the windows not close to the windows in summer, so they don't get burned. And if they're near to the full sun, they get burned, and they don't like it, they die. They get very sunburned, and they get all those white yellow spot on them, and this is pretty hard. Okay, I will stop this video and try to get everything out, and then I'm going to take it inside with you. We're going to wash it together. Okay, my blossom friend, what I have right now is my dish liquid. This is what I use to get rid of the mealybugs. I've got my brush. You can use all kind of brush, but I like the one, there's this one I like, and that one I like. I'll use the most, this one, there's a children brush, painting brush, but I like it because it's so small and tiny. He goes to every little, but I use this one too. And I've got my scissors already disaffected. I've got my oxygen peroxide 3% if I see any to spray, anything I need to spray. And here is her now. She's getting washed and clean right now, so I just put the water down a bit, not too noisy, and I drip a little bit dish liquid on it, just like that. So when you wash it like this, you take all the mealybugs. If they have a mealybugs, you can get rid of them. That's the way you can get rid of them, because dish liquid, they don't like dish liquid. That's the best I've been used to get rid of them. And now I'll get my little brush. This little washboard goes, because mealybug does stay inside, like inside those little leaves. They sit inside and then they come out again. You think you got rid of them, but they do come out again. So when you clean them out, you make sure you give them a good, not hard scrub, but you will know how hard you can go on it, but don't too hard, just good scrub to get all those mealybugs out, even on the root, because they're always hiding around here and on stem And on the flowers, and they're like hiding in here too. They're like hiding in here, so you need to look on all this, so to get rid of them. So this is how I get rid of my mealybugs when I saw it. And if it's already been planted in a pot, so what I do, I clean it much as I can, and then I take alcohol, I go with the toothpaste, toothpicks, and I spray my alcohol on my, because they like sitting under corner there too, just under that, under the leaves. You need a good scrub under the leaf. And scale likes to sit under the leaf here too. The scale, when you got scale, you spray it with alcohol, and then you take toothpick, you remove them. And same thing on the stem, they love sitting on the stem and all that. This is how you can get rid of, but not the hot water, just the cold water, warm water if you can. Just fill the water before you use it. So I'm taking it much as I can out right now, because this plant, all of them I'm going to have to wash it like this, because this been sitting in a box when we were driving back here. It's been sitting all together, so the mealybug has been jumped on all of them. And when I already plump them and put them, I'm not going to put it with all my collection. I'm going to keep it away from my collection for a week or so, just to keep an eye on there's no mealybug is popping out before I bring her with all my little friends. Okay, this one is pretty good, so I'm going to bring her outside. We're going to plant it for today, and she looked very good, and I don't see any white mark or anything in there. So yeah, okay, we already washed it. She's clean, and I already washed them properly. So now I'm gonna spray a little bit of the peroxide, just in case if you've got anything on it not belong there, can go. And right now I'm going to unmove this, so I wanted to show you basically how I'm going to move the whole thing there. I'll put this on the side because I will have to reuse it again. As you can see where this been snapped between this knot, you can see between this knot here and to this end there, that's been cut. So we're gonna cut it just up here, so you get a little dry and body wool coming up, and you get to very dry. And I don't see I don't see anything under the leaf. There's no fungus, so that's a good sign, and it's not bubble. When you spray your oxygen peroxide on your root and anything, if you see it bubble it, you let it for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, so you kill all the fungus. So, and unfortunately, orchid get a lot of fungus, so that's why we use oxygen peroxide to get rid of them. So unfortunately they do. So let's cut this little beauty. So as you can see, just up here, I will cut it just up here, but before I cut it in front of you, I'm gonna, as is a very beginner's video, so I'm going to spray on my scissors, as is already been cleaned and disinfected. But each time before you cut anything with orchid, always disinfected your any type of knife or scissors or cutters, anything you use. So now I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it just up here. As you can see, this little knot here, That's where will grow a kiki. He can grow a kiki, or he will grow another spike. So there will be another spike will grow, or another kiki. So that's to give her a little strength. He will think, oh, I still got my stem. And the little trick with orchid, after you cut any stem or a leaf or anything, what do you apply on? You apply cinnamon. Yes, just be careful when you apply the cinnamons, because the cinnamon will make this bit dry, so it doesn't get anything stick on it and dry to get anything, any bugs or any things we not wanted on our orchid. So just only a little bit. What I do, I will get the little tissues, I will just shake a little bit there. I will, as you see how much, and I will put my fingers on it. I will just dab it just to the top. I don't want it on the leaves, I don't want it on long stem, I just want to the top there, like that. The reason is because it's going to dry this very quick. That's going to get dry quick, so it's not going to do any damage to here. So if you let it too much falling down, it will be dry this too, because that it's like band-aid. You know, when you get cut, you put band-aids, it will stop bleeding, it will stop. This is what cinnamon do. So we use cinnamon on most of the stuff if it's cut or anything. Here we go. Now we go to the next stage and put it in her pot. So I'm going to use this pot today, and a new pot I just got from Kmart. I went to Kmart and I got them, and I'm so happy with them. So as they come with no holes, so I put holes in there myself this afternoon when I got home, because I need to do a video to use my new pot. So I put holes in them, even there on the bottom extra. There's another one here already, and I put some extra one in there. So orchid like to sit in dry, but not too wet, not too dry, so they don't get too dry to be dry or too wet to die. They're like a very, very nice moist, but not too moist, but I like very sit in the, they're like when it's very, 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 what's it called? The English, I'm trying to call it in French, but I'm trying not to get the French out. That's really hard sometimes when I try to speak English. French took over too quick. There we go. Now I put my foam as usually. I always put foam. You don't need to put foam. You don't need. You can just spray straight to bark or straight to moss. But me, I like foam because you get extra draining. And that's my mix. One in my mix. What I do put in my mix, I've got charcoal and pebble rocks, and I've got coconut mix. I've got bark. I've got Porox. I've got goodness me, today I'm a bit stuck with word today. Anyway, I will type the name down when I forgot to put it. So this is my mix. We're gonna go and put this in. So I put a handful down the bottom first, and then this is how much I put down the bottom. Then I'll put this little beauty sit first, and see, I always sit mine straight up on the top, because this root, there was nothing sit out, just only this one was sitting out. I will let her sit out. I will not put her in, because she's already been sit out. She will get that nice breathe and drink. Let's go. So I don't want this video goes too long, so I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker now. So you trying to put it everywhere much you can, like this, and just go gentle. So gentle. There we go. Even I think she's a bit too big for this pot, but just trying to put much you can inside too. Oops, there we go. There we go. She's very sit now, straight. So I'm going to put this one back in, so she get a little bit more straight. I will tie her up. And now I'm going to get my other clean tissues. I'm going to put spray a little bit alcohol on my tissues, and I'm going to wipe my leaves so they don't like much water sit, because in a forest they always sit on a tree. They sit like this on the trees. They sit like this. When they sit like this, so the water always drain out, doesn't sit in the middle. When they sit in the middle, that's where they get rot root and rot crown, because that's their crown. And when they get rot crown, they die. They don't like water sitting there. So on the tree, they always sit like this. So that's why when you get water, like now, I had washed her. I have been very wash her full on, so I get a little pieces like this. I'll make it like a little round bit, and I'll go inside here. Let me twist that down a bit. So I'll go inside, just clean that inside like that. Let me go this way. I'll clean this inside like that, so to get all the water. Or if you have a good lung, you blow in here so to get all the water out, because you would not let water sit in the crown, because it will get rotten and it will die. So here we go. We wipe all our leaf down the bottom, on the top, so it doesn't get that water. Here you go for now. Thank you. Sorry this video went a bit long, because I wanted to really show you from a beginner pop press.